Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. If you watch my channel daily or even weekly, you know I'm committed to telling it like it is. It doesn't mean I'm always right. In fact, you make enough videos, as I do, sometimes you are spectacularly wrong. I will always laugh at my prediction based off of just the champion description that Ghost was going to be a really annoying defender. Now, the irony is that the premise for why I said that, I think turned out to be true. It was just not with Ghost, it was Kitty Pryde. But I'm not saying Kitty Pryde's like the best defender, but she's still a pain, right? We can, I think, all agree that the phasing allows her to certainly not be somebody that you can relax and be lazy against, like you could say an OG Iron Man. But I made a video in the past week criticizing KABAM for waiting until the end of the season to kick out Battlegrounds cheaters, people who obviously are using software and other nefarious means to rise to the top of the Battlegrounds ranks. And there were so many people who commented similarly on that video, some privately, some on the video itself, that said that they actually think KABAM did it because they think that KABAM is running some of those accounts. And their conspiracies were that they wanted to limit how high players could go in the system to get those sweet rewards. Now, that is not something that I think has merit. But if KABAM doesn't do something drastic to change how they ban and implement the cause for banning system for cheaters, it's going to lead people to theorize things that they don't want them to theorize. So, it is in the spirit of that we now have a new story to cover on this channel, at least new to me, that I think is one that KABAM deserves credit on because they listened to the community. They listened to some of the things that I said. I'm not actually taking credit for any of this, trust me, I know. But they acknowledged that if they kept their banning system up to wait until the season was over, they were only hurting the people who were not cheating during the Battleground season, and most importantly, they were allowing those conspiracy theorists to flourish that said that this is actually what KABAM benefits from. And so we are going to go to that forum post. I'll darken the screen real quick and pull it up. Here we go. An update on the battle against cheaters. This is technically from 2 days ago. Hello, summoners. The game team has just performed a targeted sweep, sounds like the FBI, of the Battlegrounds leaderboards to find and ban cheaters. Furthermore, the plan moving forward is to do these types of sweeps twice each week. So twice a week. That's a huge difference. Where possible, throughout each BG season. Now, when it says where possible, I kind of assume that means that some weeks they won't have the manpower or work force to do it, which also makes me question like how many people are being assigned this task. I think it's always important when we see that transparency, but sometimes they tell us in post and sometimes they don't. The end of season sweep will still be performed as it has been after the previous 2 seasons. This, as most of you know, is a much more thorough and involved process, and as a result, would not be achievable on the planned twice-weekly cadence throughout the season. The changes to the leaderboards may not be immediate, though we have seen multiple reports from accounts that have seen the results live. That's interesting. Additionally, the game team will continue working to develop new tech to further streamline this process and to combat cheaters. As always, the battle against cheaters will be fought on a long road, but we want to reassure you all that this is being taken very seriously. So, they had a public relations crisis really this month, but especially this week. And, you know, I don't make these videos just to get views. I don't make these videos just to complain. I make them because I believe that KABAM can do a better job of stepping up and taking things more serious to protect the integrity of the game. And I know that sounds like I'm talking about American baseball suddenly, but there are some parallels. With that being said, KABAM did just that. They stepped up and transparently have announced this. Now, do I wish that they would do the same thing with arenas? Absolutely. It still bugs me that it's been almost a year. Maybe it has been a year now since they announced that they were going to sweep the arenas and actually retroactively give people who are close to those top 100 spots, particularly for the 6-star basic and 6-star featured, the champions that they missed out of because they didn't cheat. They did that once. It was awesome. It gave people a ton of bonus rewards, including some people multiple 6-stars, and then they haven't gone back to it. And don't tell me that there isn't cheating still going on in the arenas. We see it every week, especially obviously on the leaderboards as well. And I realize KABAM is only so many hours in the day for this kind of work, but at the same time, arenas are still a really important process and part of the game. So kudos to KABAM. They listened to the player base. This is a great step in the right direction, but I still think there's work to be done involving especially the kind of cheating that people can just hack and play 24/7 and get such crazy scores and advance so fast that no person who's playing it fairly ever has a chance.